Welcome to another episode of the Supplement Engineer Podcast. My name is Robert Chinetsky. Back in the saddle, Gerhard Hoermann, Senior VP of Content at Fitness Informant. Welcome, my friend. And before we get to any more discussions, banter, questions from the audience, you've got some rather juicy details to unfold about your own personal career in this crazy industry we call home. So fire away.
Well, you did call me Senior VP of Content. Well, that's still true. I will be moving on. Probably many of you watching may have seen the news on Instagram or Facebook or whatever other social media Ryan uses. I'm now working with New Live Science, part of their business development team. It's, be helping with marketing and sales. So yeah, it's a big step for me. Soon if I'm on another podcast here, you'll probably be saying Gerhard from New Live instead. So I hope I'll be back on here one day. It's always fun.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we've got us. I would say we're not regulars but like at least once every 6 to 8 weeks, it seems like we hop on here and do something. So as you get more ingrained with New Live, maybe you can be kind of like our inside source, our not so secretive inside source inside New Live, and you can keep us abreast of all the developments on new ingredients, new science, what else they got, working in the background.
Of course. So what's the first topic here? Any introduction? How have you been, by the way?
Good, man. It's been, there was a lull probably just for me as far as like a workload the beginning half of 2021. So 2020 was fairly constant, even though the whole world was going to hell in a handbasket. Work for me was I was still staying fairly busy with everything. Early part of 2021 was a little bit slow. But that allowed me to focus on doing the podcast, getting some of that going, doing a little bit of my own writing, some more ingredient, just nerdy research on my own, plus just hanging out with Sandy and the halfling a little bit more. And things are starting to pick up. The past 6-8 weeks, things have been starting to slowly churn and burn. There's been some good stuff going on behind the scenes. I've got some good formulation and writing deals with some other brands. Some of them have been made more public than others just because I don't know how brands feel comfortable saying, like, do they want people known that are working on the formula, or is it more of like, hey, it's just, this is our brand, we're letting the brand and the product speak for themselves. So that's why I'm not very vocal about those kind of things unless, it's somebody like Robbie who's very out in front saying, hey, Robert's doing, I pass all my stuff through Robert's stuff. And so I'm eternally grateful when brands are willing to do that, because it's humbling for me that they even ask for my input. So I don't like to go out and brag. I don't want to discuss that stuff. I'm like to focus more on the products themselves and the ingredients, the research, helping sort through the bullshit that seems of endless bounds in this industry. But yeah, man, it's been good. We're heading up to Dallas tomorrow to go see in-laws and whatnot. So that's a 3-hour drive, and then we'll be back here Sunday in town. And Sandy's bouncing back and forth with her grad school classes because she's going for her PhD in math. And so she's getting the prereq. She's already got her master's in education, but she's going through all the prereq stuff for that. So that's been
and here I am with my associates, and I'm like, I hate college, man. Like, goddamn, I'm not a school guy, really. I don't know. I learn better on my own or through just being around it. So that's good for her, man. Good for her. Good luck, Sandy.
I mean, she loves it. This topology class that she's taken has been super intense because they basically took like a 16-week class like you would take in a normal semester and condensed it down into 5 weeks. So she's got 3-hour classes 3 times a week. And in addition to that, she's been like busting her ass on homework and re-watching the lessons and all that, and basically trying to teach herself all of this stuff. So it's been really, really crazy stuff.
So like in a 3-hour class for me, I'd probably spend 5 minutes total in the entire time actually listening, because I just my mind would wander. I was already really bad ADD, but now with Instagram, and I don't have TikTok, but that probably makes it worse for a lot of people. I wouldn't have that attention span.
Is there any utility as from like a business standpoint in having one of those? Like, I know obviously y'all do Instagram and Facebook. I don't know if y'all do Twitter or not, but I mean, is there any utility from like a business standpoint to using TikTok, or is that just for like teeny boppers that are like
it's easy view? It's easy views. It's great for influencers to make a name for themselves. I know we want to discuss this later, how you actually kind of get a job in the industry, but I think a good place kind of get out of the way there. The easiest way, what it comes down to, is getting your name out there, especially in an industry like this one where it's really small. People know each other. If you have your name out there and you start to make connections, that's how you eventually get a job. So, that's the easiest way to put it. There's definitely utility there. I mean, Ryan with FitButters, actually, he uses TikTok quite a bit. His wife runs it. Thank you, Lucas. He runs it, and it seems to be doing well for them. People like those quick hitting advertisements now with everybody's attention span going to nanoseconds. Dude, I mean, back in 2018, I think we've discussed this before. The average amount of time spent on SR, dwindled down to 90 seconds on average. Which, if you go to the site with thousands of reviews, probably tens of thousands of reviews.
Yeah,
that means they go read one review and they might cycle down, look at the ratings, maybe what people kind of gave it, and then leave.
They're checking out.
So yeah,
that doesn't bode well for somebody like me that focuses on long form content and writes 3,000 word articles on what caffeine does in the body or something like that. So I guess that's why you've got these Instagram posts that say caffeine gives you energy, and you get 4 million people.
As easy as it is, man. That's what you want. That's the easiest way to. Nobody cares. Oh, it inhibits adenosine. It blocks adenosine. Blah blah blah. No, it gives you energy. So it's kind of like long content. Let's see. Okay, long content. This amount of this big of an audience.
Yeah.
Short content, big audience.
It's an inverse relationship. It's weird.
Yeah, dude.
Very weird.
It makes sense. We always sometimes think if I ever talk to someone any supplements with people outside of this industry, it's kind of I don't know. I get super excited. How is this not part of your life? And they're
right.
Just, hey, thanks for letting me know about Ghost Gamer. That's it.
Yeah, we did a get together with some of the teachers from Sandy's work because they have a K through 12 school at the small Christian school he teaches. And so it's divided into 3 blocks. They have the grammar school, which is K through 6. Then they have the middle school, which is 7th and 8th. And then they've got the high school, which is 9 through 12. And so each of these 3 schools are in their own separate building. So the high school teachers don't interface much with the grammar school teachers and this and the other. So there's not really many events during which all the teachers come together. If there's a high school football game, most of the grammar teachers probably aren't going to it. So Sandy's kind of taken it on herself to be the social event planner coordinator because we went to LSU. Obviously, we know how to throw a party and get people together and teach them how to drink properly and all those kind of things. So we went out to a distillery last weekend, and everybody knows what Sandy does, obviously, because she's a teacher. And then they look at me and they say, well, what do you do? Some of the teachers know that they just call me the supplements guy. And then some of the people meeting me for the first time say, oh, are you a teacher as well? And I said, mm-mm. It's
nope.
What do you do?
You kind of are in a way. I mean, we kind of all are in a way because people come and ask us questions. They come to us and then they expect to learn from us. A video that I put together on YouTube doing a review or just explaining an ingredient is, it's kind of like being a teacher, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely. We're educating individuals on ingredients. I'm not, dealing with 30 high schoolers on a single block, but it's just how in depth do I want to get with them? I was all right, I was an engineer and then I'm in the supplement industry now, and they said, well, how does that happen? So then that's another 10-minute discussion. And then they say,
are you willing to listen to this?
Right. And then they're asking you, what supplements do you recommend? Or what supplements should I be taking? Then that goes into another, so you got to kind of slowly peel it away. How much are they willing to listen? The second their eyes start to glaze over, they start looking around, you realize you've gone too far and you kind of need to take 15 steps back and kind of reassess what you're doing and where you're discussing things with them.
Justin says this too, a lot of these versus questions or people just asking thoughts on a product. They're basically just asking, should I take this? Make the decision for me. That's kind of what it comes down to.
Very much so.
And how's Lucas doing anyway?
Lucas is great, man. Lucas is fired up. If there's, we've said this a number of times, I don't know if there's a single person I've met that is more excited or more willing to go down a rabbit hole of supplements and just experiment on his own physiology than him, man. He loves the industry and he's a good force that's in it. And there's Brooke. Good old Brooke. Lucas, is that you? Thank you for the package. I was
Hi, Brooke. Never met you, but hello. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, Brooke is a regular tune-in or on the podcast, all the various discussions that we have. And for anybody else that's tuning in, whether you be on Twitch or YouTube, feel free to post up any comments or questions that you may have for me or Gerhard on anything, supplements, training, fitness, nutrition, gaming. Gerhard is the podcast's resident gaming expert since you were what, a step below being a professional gamer, or you were
technically semi-pro for back then. Yeah. Long time ago. And then casual competitor after that. And now just an old guy talking about the good old days, but I'm still in it. I probably have a huge rant to go in on that later about the direction that's going. With this New Live thing, gaming is going to be a big part of my, my path in there. That's a big goal of mine to get in there because that's I don't want to say untapped because G Fuel's obviously tapped it quite well, but there's a lot more space in there. And I have a lot to say on it.
Yeah. But let's rewind back. So we opened the podcast with you saying that you got brought on in their business development department at New Live. So walk us through, I guess, what made you, so you've been working at Fitness Informant now for 3 years full time?
No, but almost 2, close to 2.
Close to 2 years full time.
Yep.
What was the progression from working at Fitness Informant? Is this something you always envisioned was working directly with a brand, or was this something that maybe you wanted to do and then you checked with Ryan, or Ryan kind of gave you the nudge to do it? Walk us through how you did that, and then why New Live in particular, and some of the steps that went through that.
So, to keep it very simple, Ryan was the one who got the job for me. Mm-hmm. So basically, he was talking to Ken over at New Live through DMs, and he kind of like he knew I wanted to progress. Ryan's not a boss; he's my boss, but he's a leader. Let me mute this. I have someone. You don't hear that, do you?
Nope.
Okay, good. That's whatever. Anyway, Ryan knew I wanted to find something else. Ryan always told me, like, look, I want you to work for me, but I want you to find something else eventually to grow yourself. So he's more of a leader, not a boss. Yeah. Which is good to find. I appreciate that I have that. And yeah, he was talking to Ken, and Ken mentioned, yeah, we're just looking for people to help us out with, sales, stuff like that. And then, Ryan's like, wow, wait a second. We've worked with you. G's done some videos. We've done content for New Live. So, hey, give it a shot. They're very close to me. They're only an hour away. And I'm used to driving that way as it is. I used to drive even further than where they're at for me every day when I used to work for my dad. It was like an hour and a half each way. This time it's only an hour each way. And I'm not driving there every day. But yeah, they're close. And, I like New Live. I think they have some cool, interesting ingredients. It's a way for me to get into the industry. It's a way for me to increase my income, increase, any opportunities, connections in the industry. So it was kind of a no-brainer. When they offered me an interview, I went in and had to take it, and yeah, here I am.
That's awesome. And so for the listeners that may not be as familiar, like, you're going to know these ingredients, but you may not know which ingredient house they belong to. So there's Nutrition 21, there's Compound Solutions, there's Creative Compounds, there's Futureceuticals, there's New Live Science. There's a bunch of these places, but these are some of the ones that New Live offers. So estrogen, which we see in a lot of pre-workouts and intro workouts.
It's probably that's like their flagship product. If you don't know New Live, like, estrogen is like what you see the most. It's typically at the bottom of a list of the categories. I mean, let's keep it on it. Let's keep it very simple for people. It helps with absorption and reduces inflammation of the gut. Agreed.
And it's a complex of ginseng and astragalus, which that's something we're going to need you to figure out. Justin and I were talking about this.
I know. He asked me that directly. He saw, like, I'll get it to you. I'm sure Ken or Luis or someone there could answer it.
You got to tell us, what are the specific fractions of the isolated? Like, what's the difference between estrogen and synactive? Or no, there's Rosa Roxburgh and synactive, but some of the other ones, they have like the exact mixture of astragalus and noda ginseng. So it's interesting. But InnoSlim is a great stim-free weight loss ingredient that's been in several weight loss agents that I've had a hand in dealing with, and I've done a few write-ups on it. I like that ingredient a lot.
I mean, just like, don't want to cut you off, but like, even just looking at like other branded ingredients, like, let's take New Level, for example, which we all know is very similar to nitrosamine. Mm-hmm. Like, one ingredient, even if it's the same thing, can have multiple uses. So like, New Level, good for blood flow, pumps. Oh, by the way, also it can help you focus and play better longer as you play video games. Yeah. So, you can also think of it like that. But as for New Live, we'll get into that. We'll do some more investigation there for you, get you the content that you want,
there we
get
go.
you the info that you want, and we can talk about it further.
Perfect. And then Synactive, they recently rebranded Actogen to Synactive, which is good for, which it clears out senescent cells, ramps up citrate synthase activity, which is important for ATP synthesis and all kinds of good stuff.
Glycogen replenishment, as well as what's the other one? VO2 max. It can increase your VO2 max as well. So Synactive is like a big one that we're probably going to see a lot more of coming like in the near future as well.
Yeah. Acteolin, that'll be key for one of the ingredients. That'll be good for nootropics potentially. Yeah.
Increases acetylcholine production, breaks down beta amyloid in your brain. And if you don't know what beta amyloid is, very simple. It's like a plaque in your brain between neurons. So freeze that up. Verbazole is an anti-inflammatory for skin health. Estrogen helps your body produce more collagen and hyaluronic acid. Collagen, you can kind of think of it as it's the most abundant protein in your body. It's kind of like, think of it as the glue of your body. Hyaluronic acid is kind of like a gooey substance that helps lubricate, whether that be your joints or your skin. So my mom is an esthetician and she would love this stuff. She's big on hyaluronic acid and collagen stuff.
Now, is this another spin possible? Okay, or never mind. It says another version of
Astragalus. Cantella. That's Gotu-Kola.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's Gotu-Kola. I was
If you
wondering
guys
if
don't
this
know
was another
Gotu-Kola, if you don't know Gotu-Kola has quite a bit of stuff going for it, actually. I remember looking it up back when I worked at Sprouts, and there's a lot. So yeah, and then they have other stuff that I didn't even know about before I actually got to work with them. Like,
this one's intriguing. Oh, you and I were talking about this a couple of days ago.
That's probably my favorite ingredient from them right now. And you can like kind of set it as like the strength. That's the obviously depending on the dosage, like 500 milligrams up to like I believe it's like 1.5 grams, which is what I tried out last night. Good for sleep. It's a natural source of GABA, as well as other antioxidants. And this is actually a fungus, not astragalus or ginseng. So if people think it's all just ginseng or astragalus, just know there's more.
Yeah.
So
there's Jaugulin. Yeah.
Oh, so that's probably going to be something you would see in a GDA, obviously with the Genema sylvester. Is that Genema? Yeah.
Well, no, that's not Genema. That's Gynostemma, pentaphyllum. Interesting. I'm not even sure about this. And this is, I wonder if this is a newer ingredient.
Either way, there's a lot there to learn. So
there is, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of it when you get in a house and see all of that stuff. So it'll be interesting. So I guess all right. So Ryan brokered the introduction between you and Ken at New Live. I guess walk us through some of the interactions you had with them. What's the interview processes like, or what were there different roles like you could go into with the company, or did you know that you wanted to do?
So originally the job opening was for sales, and which is a big thing. So it was for sales, and I had an interview with both Ken and Luis there, and then eventually that led to a second interview, and I went there, and they see me more as obviously sales is there, that's a big thing, but marketing. So it's kind of going to be like a hybrid marketing and sales, sort of thing there, because when you work, Fitness Informant is a lot of marketing, obviously. Yeah. And so I have experience there. I know how to work with brands, the connections, it kind of helps. And I can definitely bring something new to New Live, a different perspective. I have the perspective of, but I've been a consumer forever, but now I also have the perspective of kind of like working with brands and how they want to see their products introduced in the market, the feedback on the market, and also what the science nerds are going to think of your ingredients and how it ties into other ingredients. So I think that's my job right now. It's business development, but it's not just a sales or marketing job. It's kind of like a hybrid. Before I knew anybody there, I knew Josh Beatty, I believe his last name is. And he's their marketing guy, and I had a good relationship with him, especially on some of the content we did. So I already knew a couple people, and they knew me like, oh yeah, we work with G at Fitness Informant. So apparently they were also Ken was telling me they were training some new people there, and so they told me they were training the new people there. They were like looking up like content on estrogen, like how to learn it, and then they just pulled up a video of me and they saw them watch it. Oh, that's G. So I tried probably a good video for a newcomer to the industry to like learn. So that's pretty cool. I have more of an influence on Google than I give myself credit for. Ghost Gamer Review and the number one result, which is crazy to me.
There you go, man. Hey, that's good stuff. And this is no big surprise. Lucas has already tried Zalaria.
Oh, dude, Zalaria is awesome. I absolutely love it. I took a 1.5 grams last night and passed out like 500 milligrams. I could stay up. I'm calm. I could stay up, but I'm like really calm. That's like a dose I like for like playing video games to like combat any nerves. A gram helps me get to sleep a little bit quicker. I can still get stuff done. 1.5 grams just knocks me out. So.
Is it rated? I guess so. Theanine is a natural GABA donor in the body. It'll give GABA or increases GABA signaling. Interestingly enough, it also modulates dopamine release in the brain too. But that's neither here nor there. it's a GABA source in the brain. So is Phenibut.
Inhibitory neurotransmitters. Oh yeah, I miss Phenibut. Not gonna
So,
lie.
Mike, on a scale of theanine to Phenibut, how does Xylaria's GABAergic properties? Where'd you slot that?
In terms of anecdotal evidence, n equals 1 on myself. That's tough because I'm Phenibut. I've only tried at low doses on my own. The only other time I tried Phenibut at a higher dose was when Mr. Savage told me to take a bunch and drink some alcohol while I play video games.
Yeah.
Which, but usually, in terms of there, obviously Phenibut is still king, but I think Xylaria could be a welcome addition. Could be something to certainly try out for yourself. I think you can compare it. It's not gonna. I don't get the crazy, vivid, psycho dreams that I do with Phenibut on it either. Yeah. Theanine, I'll be honest, I've never tried it on its own. I'm not even gonna lie there. I should, but it's in so much stuff these days. I'm like, I'll just take that. It has theanine in there anyway. So
yeah, energy drinks, gamer formulas, sleep aids, even pre-workouts. Even though I hate it in pre-workouts,
it's tough for me to be like, oh yeah, this is what I feel on a product if I work for them. I'd rather have people that use the product, like consumers, customers, or brands, to give me their feedback on it anyway. Yeah, because you always like tell people, you don't want to ever overhype, anything. So, and not to say that I don't love Xylaria. I think it's awesome. But for me to just come on here and be like, "Oh, that's the best thing ever," I
still disingenuous.
I haven't used it enough to completely be like, "Oh yeah, it's the next Phenibut," But I think for that, like going forward, I think it's a solid option for people that can't find Phenibut anymore. And I don't know, are there any Phenibuts on the market? Like,
I think the only one is Somatomax by High Tech.
No, Jared Wheat at it again. Good for him. Good for him.
And that's the thing. Somatomax has like 3 grams of Phenibut in it. It used to. Back when I first covered the product back in 2016 or 17, it had 3 grams of Phenibut.
That's a strong one.
Yeah, you felt great on that stuff, man. You felt amazing.
Let's see. Okay, sorry. I get messages alongside here. It's like,
Lucas, what dose of Xylaria were you taking? I know you take 3 grams of reishi at night. And how much melatonin and Xylaria were you working on? We're going to formulate a sleep stack right here on the air, and we'll sell it to whichever company wants to pay us for it right now.
Speaking of reishi, I just had a conversation with I just had to review a product that had 75 milligrams of it in it, which was unfortunate, and 75 of lion's mane. And I like the brand too.
75
of reishi. I'm like, well, it's the fruit powder. At least you didn't use the
mycelium.
Yeah, so I had to give them props there, but. And they're good. I actually like the product too. But when those two are underdosed, it's kind of like,
yeah, it's window dressing.
But they have, good brand. Good product for the other ingredients in there. But if you're gonna throw in like some cool ingredients like lion's mane, put it at the 500 or 1 gram dose. Agreed. 1 gram Xylaria is great, man. That's my sweet spot.
Okay, and you can because a lot of times these branded ingredients carry a premium price tag, so you can work with us on getting some good costs, right? When we throw these into some formulas, G.
You already have some coming for free. I don't know. Doesn't get any better than that.
Agreed. 5 milligrams melatonin, 1 gram Xylaria. Okay, and we got 3 grams of reishi mushrooms. There's your non-Phenibut sleep stack.
I haven't used reishi as much as as I should have, I guess. I've known about it for years. I usually always thought about it for immune and heart health.
Yeah, that's what I typically do too.
And now
there's some good liver benefits too, which is
you can help with mood apparently too. Like, is that true? Like, okay, well, mushroom does everything. Kind of like lion's mane. Like, oh, it's good for a lot of stuff. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Go to all those fun little polysaccharides that are in there. It's good stuff.
So, man, what a great industry.
I have a question for you, and I guess this is more to a question about all the major ingredient houses. But maybe you can get the guys at New Lift to do this as well, or explore this option. Why don't they offer the option to buy bulk ingredients directly from them? So they sell them to the contract manufacturers, and then the contract manufacturers or the supplement brands that manufacture their own ingredients will have the raw bulk. So we see Alpha Lion has their Gains candy, where you can buy individual ingredients of like mitoburn or dihydroberberine or teacrine or dynamine. Like they had that old company. I don't know if they're still around anymore. Swift Stems. They were selling like individual.
Are they around?
Hygenamine and hordenine and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So why doesn't places like Compound Solutions just sell like a little white label brand, like the house brand of, here, we're going to sell teacrine, 100 milligram teacrine capsules to the market? Or New Leaf could go and sell, hey, we're going to sell you 500 milligram capsules of Xylaria, 50 milligram capsules of Synactive, or a complex of like a daily ATP and absorption health stack of like 50 milligrams Synactive, 50 milligrams of estrogen, and just sell them like that, and people can buy it directly from them. Why don't offer that option to the public is something I've been curious about for years.
That's something I'm gonna have to ask them. Can't speak for them. That's not. I've only been with them for a couple days now. Well, officially for a couple days. I've been working with them for the past week or two.
So maybe that's something you can bring up to them, and or like maybe we can set up like a round table or a discussion panel, like you, me, and we can get some of the other in-house people at New Live, and we can like discuss what's the business mindset, or how do they go about sourcing new ingredients or finding new people to partner with, new researchers and things like that. Because I'm curious why that seems like a really good option for them, because they would have a bigger profit margin possibly and just sell it that way. I don't know.
Hey, you have to ask them, but I'm sure that's something we can work with actually. Yeah. And I'll be curious to see what other kind of new, and I know you may not, or you may have it and you can't discuss it yet, but it seems like everybody's kind of got like some other energy booster or synergistic complementary compound that goes with caffeine. So we have teacrine, we got Zynamite, we've got Dynamine, we've got what's the other one? In extras, another one. So I'm curious to see when New Live's going to have something that kind of it's energy boosting thing. I'm sure they've got something working. If it's not listed on the site yet, I've got to imagine it's nothing that's been told to me directly, but the more I know, the more I actually have a meeting with them on Tuesday. I'm going in. So if there's anything I can discuss, usually a lot of people, like we discussed earlier, what you want to keep these confidential. Yep. It's got to stay on. Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of stuff there are things that I know about that I'd love to say, but coming on to the final scoop, guests are always fun. I mean, if I'm ever invited, of course I'd come in for the final scoop, guys. G coming on for the final scoop. Yeah, let's go with that. Yes. G is always going to be welcome on there. This week, we've got Aaron at Performax joining us. Aaron's the man. Yeah, he's good people. He's going to be on, and we moved the final scoop to Sunday this week because obviously Robbie will be flying back to Jersey tomorrow. He's in Dallas right now, and then I'll be driving up to Dallas tomorrow. He's training with Branch down there, right? Good for him. Yeah, good for him. Awesome. Robbie sent me some behind-the-scenes shots, and Robbie's looking pretty swole there. He's looking pretty good. It looks like he's actually putting in the work in the gym. So I mean, it's good. Robbie's a beast. I would not want to fight him. So there's that. Like with everything going, with all the content now that I see, like after the McGregor fight recently, I'm like, damn, I should probably get into fighting because everybody's about it. May as well try it. Yeah, man, it's good stuff. I didn't do MMA stuff, but Taekwondo, I still love it. It's a good life skill to have. It just growing up, you'll learn discipline, hard work, you get kicked in the gut, you get the wind knocked out of you. You got to get back up and keep going no matter what. Like they're not going to say, "Oh, go off to the side and gather yourself." And, it doesn't work that way. Dude, that feeling sucks, man. And you just have to sit there and take, kind of like when your shin gets hit, you have to sit there and take it. Just trying to breathe. Yeah. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, man, you get kicked in the gut. They said, well, it depends on what kind of school. I mean, if you go to like the little shitty Taekwondo plus schools, like that was you basically buy your black belt there. Like they were turning out 8-year-old black belts. You sign up at 5 years old, you pay them 3 years and a couple of grand, and they guarantee you that every 3 to 6 months you're getting a new belt and all that, regardless of what you know. There's always that kid on the playground in school, like, I'm a black belt, by the way, like double black belt. Like, yeah, sure you are, buddy. Either they're lying or they got it that way. Yeah, sure you are, but why don't you may be able to do some of the techniques, but you don't have all like the knowledge or the understanding of what goes along with being, somebody of higher rank or an advanced rank in a specific field of martial arts. It was always fun to come up across those people. So I got to get into it. Maybe I'll join a UFC gym soon if I can afford it. I mean, it can't be that hard to buy a punching bag somewhere and just punch the hell out of it, right? Like, oh, look, I'm training. So yeah, good cardio too. Strikes, yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely a good cardio component to it with all that. So, just so people know, I'm still with Fitness Informant for like a lot of people. Yeah, I guess we should say that too. People are like commenting like, oh, sorry to see you go. Hopefully, I'm like, hey guys, I'm still gonna be here for the foreseeable future. I mean, if it was full time, I'd leave tomorrow, and that's not a knock on FI at all. But I want to progress faster. So, yeah.
What's
I'm
the
still with
so
FI.
I guess what are you gonna is there gonna be any transition in what you're gonna be doing on a day-to-day basis with FI, or is it gonna
Yeah.
be kind of in addition to, or
Yeah, so I'm going to be working both. For Fitness Informant, it's going to go from salary to like an hourly independent contractor job like I
Mhm.
did before. And then New Live, I have there my stuff set up. So I'm going to have to balance them and keep a roof over my head. So I'm going to have to work a lot more, find a lot more content to do. Because, so usually for a while it was like me just relying on content from brands like, oh, we're coming out with this, coming out with that, hyping that up and
yeah.
smooth sailing. But, things are slowing down in the industry. Let's be honest here. Brands, the only brand that really is coming out with a lot of stuff constantly is Ghost at this point. I know other brands are coming out with stuff too. That's just one of our partners that come to mind.
Right.
Where they have Oreo, and then the next week out of nowhere, SPK pineapple came out. So I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize they were releasing a pineapple flavor.
It's good. It's really fucking good.
For their pre-workout or their aminos?
Pre-workout and BCAA.
Okay.
So they sent me one of their special boxes. I was like, oh, cool, another one of these boxes. Like I have like 4 or 5 now.
Sweet.
And like, I'm opening like, oh, cool. Like, I wasn't really excited for pineapple really, but they gave me a bag of Sour Patch Kids pineapple or the tropical. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like that just made my day. But I tried the pineapple and it's really good. It's easily one of the top pineapples I've had. But yeah, back to the main point, like content slowing down. So I'm going to have to find a lot more content to do on Fitness Informant. There's a lot of stuff I can do just instead of, oh, look, this brand has this coming out, 3-paragraph article. There's a lot more stuff I can get done on there.
I guess you could do like some ingredient deep dives, or maybe do like a supplement run or something like that, or like run a stack and do a review of like a muscle builder or something like that.
Oh yeah, we already we want to do an article comparing, like the various fat burners from Core Nutritionals. Like they have 4 of them, and nobody knows the difference really. So there's that. We also want to get back to like a little bit more fitness content because sometimes you're so focused on supplements. We're called Fitness Informant. There is more to fitness than supplements. That's just part of it. It's fun. But I just did a video, filmed it last week, just edited it yesterday, and it should be going up soon. Like a whole article. Like I know Alan Roberts spoke about this, and he made a post about this, so it kind of inspired me. Like, okay. Like someone said, well, eating healthy is expensive. That same excuse. And I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I went to the grocery store, like Ralph's, which is the Kroger here in California. So not the cheapest option, but still not bad. So like middle of the road. Yeah. Fair. I got a week's worth of groceries for under $45. So I was like, okay, look, guys, if you want to say eating healthy is expensive, like, yeah, if you can't put $45 to your diet, you probably spend that in 2 days ordering from DoorDash.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like, yeah. So
people go buy energy drinks each day, and that's $2.50 a pop right there, and they're probably going through 2 or 3 of those, or they're going to hit Starbucks a couple of times a day, or if they're ordering that through like a DoorDash, that's another $8 or $9 delivery fee if you're ordering coffee to your house.
Oh yeah, I have the whatever it is. It's like through my credit card, I get free delivery over $12, but I still tip the people. So you spend that, and then it's like $2. But if you were like, let's say you were at your house, you're like, hey, you want to go grab some food for me? Like your brother's there, and you're like, hey, I'll give you $10 if you go to the store and grab it for me. It's almost the same thing. Yeah. I'm like eyeballing my energy drinks right now. Lucky for me, you mentioned energy drinks. I get a little allowance on. I had some, so it's like, okay.
You get stocked up from
the brands. C4 goes like, there's always something here to sip on. But I think if I have them, I'll go like weeks without them. But like I'll have them sitting around and I just drink them, which is, my caffeine addiction.
Yeah, it's
I'm under a gram. I'm under
aggressive.
A gram. I'm under a gram for the day, so I'm getting better. 600 milligrams, 800 usually.
Yeah. If it is important to you, then you will find the money or prioritize.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I agree. And for 2 cents, you could probably get a serving of beans and rice, which is pretty healthy.
It is.
Like, dude, you can buy a year's worth of rice for like $20. Let's be honest here. Those
bags. I bought a giant 25-pound bag of jasmine rice from Sam's.
It's like $20, right?
It was nothing.
Yeah, and it lasts you a long time because you're not going to eat rice every day. There's other foods too, like couscous is pretty cheap, and that stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Dried beans are cheap. I mean, even you go to Sam's, Costco, Walmart, you can buy like a 5-pound bag of chicken breast for like $1.99 or $2.99 a pound. Is it the organic, gluten-free, sustainably sourced? They
still
stroke
have a healthy
chickens
diet
to
on it.
bed at night kind of chicken. No,
but it's the kind you don't want. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're going to be healthier if you eat this over all the other shit you're eating.
Yeah, or even like for the pretend fake vegan foods that are
I can't get behind those, man. This is weird. I'm not saying there's anything
foods.
too bad in there. I don't know. I haven't looked too deep into them, but like, dude, I don't know. It just comes off so weird. Like, eat meat. There's benefits to meat. If you're vegan, that's fine. But there's no perfect diet anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Good luck getting your B12 there, vegans.
Brooke, do I need new shoes or more nootropics? The answer is obvious. Yes, always more nootropics.
Yeah. Actually, I could use new shoes. I haven't bought myself new shoes in almost 2 years now. Now I'm like looking back at them, like, oh yeah, I got those about 2 years ago for my birthday. So I didn't even buy them. My ex-girlfriend did. So it's like, okay, should be time. But then it's like I get, you get your money and you're like, do I really want to spend $80 on shoes? Like the ones I have are perfectly fine.
Yeah,
and I don't wear them.
I've worn the hell out of like 2 different pairs of shoes just because of. Last year, like I just started walking a whole lot more. Just, I don't know why. I always worked from home since going back to 2015. I've always worked from home. And so I didn't get out and walk a whole lot. But then Sandy signed up like her health insurance through the school, like through her school, gives you like $100 on Amazon for every, 10,000 points you accrue for just having like daily activities, like going get a health screening or maintaining certain levels of physical activity during the day or doing whatever. So I got this little Fitbit thing here and I've walked the soles off of like almost 3 pairs of shoes in a year and a half since I've had this little thing. Just because I'll work for an hour, I'll go take a walk around the block. I'll work for another hour, go take another walk around.
A whole hour, man, dude. I'll do like 5 minutes, get up, like walk around for a second. Like, okay, now I'm back, or like check my Instagram, like 5 minutes back, like bang a bunch out, and then like, okay, let me go to my Instagram, check what's going on there, because working on Instagram, you get so distracted by it, which. Hopefully I can taper that down once FI is in my past.
Yeah, and that's one thing. I'm just and that's one reason I don't have it anymore or do anything on it. It's just I wasn't very active on it before, but I thought I'll have one just because it seems like the prudent thing to do. And then I always realized I never really had an inclination to want to use it or do it, or else it always felt like this nagging, like I have to do this because if I'm not, then I just finally said, fuck it, I'm not wasting time on this anymore.
I wish you still had it, man. I was like, oh yeah, I can't tag him here when I made a post on IG like, hey, we're going live. So
yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine. It's your decision, but I mean, I think it's a good way to make some contacts. Like.
Oh yeah, and it definitely did. It wasn't helping me from like a business standpoint. So like any of the contacts I have are like what's the consulting deals I'm working on with brands right now or clients or anything like that. None of that ever came through that. It's all been either like word of mouth referrals. Like one brand owner talked to another brand owner and said, hey, if you need product pages written or you need some articles, like go check out Robert. Here's his contact information. Or they'll reach out to me saying, hey, do you have some availability? And it's just, that's the way. So I've never wanted to be like, oh, check out my latest article on so and so. I don't want to do all that. Just we have to just focus on like nerding out on all this stuff. And that's where I feel like, but like this, it's not that I'm antisocial. I don't want to engage in people because I love doing these podcasts. I love fielding the questions from people or answering emails. Bombard me with those all day. There's just something about the social media platform, and I don't want to feed into that ever dwindling attention span. So if somebody wants to get in touch with me, like they've got to put in some effort to like be willing to want to deal with a longer form answer, not just they send me some short little message and then I'll respond, something that's going to take me 15 minutes to type out an answer to, because they'll say, what's the best supplement stack for this? And I'm thinking, this is not
shit. Not worth my time. Like,
no,
look, dude,
because
you're not doing a good service. Fuck.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about managing your time. Like we've only got a finite amount. As much optimization as you have, there's only so much brain power you can dedicate in a day. Where is the most beneficial use of my time and brain power? What's going to be the highest return on investment for me spending my time? Is it answering a billion little different DMs or tweets or Facebook messages? Not really, no, because the second you do, you offer people like, hey, I've got a monthly consultation service that gives you unlimited access to me. The first time you say that, or here, you sign up for a one-time consultation. The second they realize that they have to pay for something, it's not all of a sudden it's not worth their stuff. So I mean, I've had a few clients that have come in. It's been very enjoyable that are willing to pay for the consultation and are coaching clients, and those are the people that I'm excited to work with. But I mean, also there's multiple opportunities if you don't see the value in that to reach out to me on these YouTube lives or post a comment or send me an email. Those I'll always deal with. There's something about there's a disconnect between me and social media where I just don't want to really engage on it.
Hey, yeah, I kind of wish some days like I wasn't so involved in Instagram, but it can be fun. Just the little questions, helping somebody kind of understand it. Like if you can just make that quick change, that's what I've been doing for years. That's what I like.
Yeah.
I mean, Brooks running shoes. There you go. If I ran, dude, things would
I
be
don't
different.
run. No,
when I run, it's a minute long. Like I'll run like 3 times in a 30-minute cardio session, and like just run for a minute, get the heart rate up, and then do it. And that works well for me actually.
I wish I had little interval bursts.
Yeah, just like once every 10 minutes, like doing a minute or two of running, like 6 miles per hour, and then you build up a sweat that way, and then you kind of go back down, and don't hate yourself.
Yeah, that is, I think the
Brooks running shoes. I gotta look this up too.
Here we go.
Brooks okay, I see him.
Now we've got the women's adrenaline GTS. We've got the Revel 4. Is this the guy version? Ghost 13, or is this another women's only model?
Oh, I like. That's a cool color. Okay, that's it. The yellow ones, I'd go for that. Yellow and black make such a cool combo.
I think this is probably the guy size. Yeah, if it's going up to
15,
13.
I don't know, man. There's some tall girls. You see that 7'4" girl from China, basketball player in middle school?
Holy shit!
A middle school girl, 7'4".
God damn! It's like, is that Yao Ming's daughter?
I don't know, man. Could be. I mean, definitely could be a descendant. But damn, man, like 7'4" in middle school. They might have shoes bigger than this. So
they're very $170 for shoes. God damn.
Yeah,
I usually spend like 50 to 60 at most. But then again, I'm a cheap ass, and I'm not the one that wanted to spend $300 on bed sheets like Sandy. So
like. Yeah, I know like the Ghost guys are big into Nike shoes, and I'm like, that's something I just don't understand. I like shoes, I like grabbing new shoes, but it's never been my, like, I mean, I get excited for the once in the year, every other year I grab shoes, but I've never been like, oh, I got to get these new shoes. Like the Air Jordan thing that goes on, people kill each other for it. It's like mind-boggling to me.
I remember when I was a kid, I think one time I wanted like some of like the high tops that had the little like the air pump in them or whatever. Yeah, I pumped those. And it was right when they first came out. I think it was like $80 or $120, whatever it was when we were kids. My parents said, I'm not spending that much money on shoes when you're going to outgrow them in 6 months. They just said, no, Robert. And I said, okay, that was fine. I mean, like 2 years later, I ended up getting some pumps when they were still around or whatever. And of course, the cost came down because there weren't the new.
Were they cool? Were they cool?
I thought they were awesome. Like you get to pump them up and then you push the little
light up shoes. What about the light up shoes? I wanted those.
We had some of those. We had those.
I had these shoes when I was in, I think it was DK, whatever it's called. I think it's called DK. Like they had a little line on them, and you press a button and start to like light up and like roar. Like damn, like that. I guess as a kid you're more interested in shoes, but now when I grow up, like I've been using the same shoes for the gym. They have holes in them for like 5 years now. They're white, but they're like completely brown now, and I don't care. They're not the best shoes for it, but they get me there. I can get them dirty and not care. Whereas some people, I see people go to the gym with like new shoes and they're like, I don't want to get them dirty here. Like, who are you trying to impress? And I mean, I'm not one of these people that's like, you should go to the gym, the worst clothes ever. Don't care. Like, you can come presentable, but damn man, they're your shoes. Like, don't overthink it.
Yeah, are you there to walk the runway or actually put in the work, kind of thing?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, so earlier you mentioned you're about to go on a gaming rant. So what's going on with that? Actually, first of all, so you're somebody that is gaming, and then Twitch is the major platform on which streamers stream.
Twitch and YouTube, the big ones.
But what do you think about like all of the other little nooks and crannies that have broken out on Twitch? So they've got like the just chatting category, the food and drink category. They've got like the hot tub thing, whatever that.
What a fucking disgrace, man! And what was that other one? The ASMR one.
Yeah,
the ASMR one that came out.
Stuff. when I finally opened up, like I had never been on Twitch until like you and I had started talking. I thought maybe I'll dual stream on YouTube and Twitch because the StreamYard thing. I wasn't even aware this was a thing. And it said, well, which category do you want? It said, do you want hot tubs? Do you want ASMR? I'm thinking, what the fuck is ASMR? So I had to look up like what is going on with all of this stuff. Like this is how detached. Like I knew what YouTube was, and YouTube just broadcasts on the channel. I didn't realize there were all these subcategories on Twitch.
Oh
and so I thought it was just a gaming platform thing. So what is your opinion as somebody that was like an OG gamer and seen the evolution of Twitch?
Part of it I think is just like awful. Like, you have all these kids who probably have no experience with girls at all, like going on, a hot tub stream. There's like that streamer Amaranth or something like that who she went from the hot tub like, oh, here, let me write your name if you make a donation on like, well, she stands there with a bikini. She has an OnlyFans too, which is it's kind of like a separate advertisement for that, I guess. And it's like, dude, keep the video games on Twitch. Like these OnlyFans girls, you're basically making softcore porn on a Twitch channel, which any kid could go on and just see these pretty much naked girls just
is there any kind of like adult only? Like there's an option on which YouTube that's like for kids or not for kids.
I'm pretty sure there is. I don't know. I've never tried because Twitch is usually something just put on. It's in the background. Yeah. And if I want to support a friend on there, I just give them a viewer and keep them on in the background, maybe interact with them a little. Yeah. But man, like this ASMR story recently, they quote unquote, when they say banned on Twitch, like they ban these big time streamers for like abusing the system. They're like back in a week. So it's not a ban, it's a suspension. Yeah. And like that, one of the girls was doing the ASMR thing and like licking the ear. Those ASMR headphones with the ears? There's like headphones or microphones rather that are like they're ear based, so you can like make ASMR content because that's a huge one on YouTube. And like these girls got on there and were like licking it, making so it kind of almost sounded like a blowjob on there, like oral sex noises. And then she was like farting in the mic and shit like that. It's like so she got banned for that or banned. Weird. Like heard another one, and it was just like. That just puts Twitch in a category of look, it's softcore porn and a media platform for girls to advertise their OnlyFans. So yeah, I thought it was pretty disgusting personally. And I know like there's IRL streams where people just remember Annie Milonakis from MTV?
I was never a big MTV watcher.
Me neither, but he had a pretty funny show. He's on there. He has like some disorder where he looks like a kid and he's like 40. And he live streams on there, and people follow him around his day-to-day life. He doesn't really play video games that much, but people just watch him go to the store. Like, hey, I live on here, watch me. So interesting. Twitch is becoming bigger than just video games, but personally, I get they have to grow, but at the same time, I'm just gonna sit here and bitch about it and be like, wow. If I had a kid, I would not want them on Twitch with some girl in a hot tub being like if I had a son who was donating money that he earned or just stealing off my credit card, donated it to a girl to get some girl he's never going to talk to so she can write his name on like a whiteboard. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know.
Yeah. That's all you need to know about society these days.
That's awful, man.
And the internet.
It's sad,
Yeah. Well, hey, who is more of the moron? The moron that's donating to these people, or like these people that figured out a way to rig the system? Like the people that are doing this, hey, they're savvy businessmen. The poor chumps that are donating to these people,
I can't. I can't blame them. If they're making millions of dollars doing that, then good for you, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's if you found a way to game the system and make money. I just realized that was a good pun there. Gaming the system on Twitch. Wink. Gaming the system. Good for you for being a savvy businessman. I'm just trying to figure out, like, are they actually providing any useful content that deserves a donation, or maybe you're working for a charity or something. But whatever.
This is making me
my job to tell you that. So
Twitch, and let's go to the most popular one. Twitch Amaranth. She is dancing in a bra, a little skirt. Okay, yeah. See, it's basically just like, and like guys donate to her, like. Actually, hold on. Let me go back there quickly. I want to see how many people are watching her live this second. Because, let's see. 9.1K viewers watching her. Technically on the lower side of what she usually gets, but
9,000 people are just watching
9,000 people watching. Yeah. That's quite a lot considering, like, if we here in the fitness world, one of the top bodybuilders, like, I don't know if Phil Heath could pull in that many live viewers if he were working out. I don't know if he could. Could Kai Green? Kai Green maybe. I don't know. Like
I don't know. I mean, if you ever watch something like, so you ever heard of there's a YouTube guy that's like talks about pop culture and movie reviews, The Critical Drinker.
No.
And Nerdrotic is another one. Like they average sometimes like 2,000 or 3,000 viewers when they do their big streams, and I think they're right at 1 million or just under 1 million for like total subscribers on YouTube.
How many do they get live though? How many people actually watch them actively? Because some people just subscribe and then forget.
Right. Sometimes it's between. I think the highest I ever saw one time was like 3,000.
Yeah, and
So it's,
like you have people on Twitch right now. Let's go live here. Sorry, I'm like Xing out for some reason. Let's see. Nick Merckx, one of the most popular streamers, 50,000 people watching him live. He'll have 20,000 people watching him work out in his garage. Like,
God,
good for him. And he was on the cover of what's his name? I mean, what's it called? Sports Illustrated recently. So
really?
as a gamer, yeah, he's part owner of that FaZe Clan. So it's like, it's evolving. And these guys, this is why I say like the next gold mine is gaming for supplements, because these guys have a huge following.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that we can provide here for people that want to either play better, feel better, maybe even stave off some of the negative side effects of excessive video games. Like I played so much Escape from Tarkov this weekend. I was having like my shoulders were hurting. I felt nauseous, a headache. It was really bad. And I'm like, damn, man, I was sitting for like well over half the day just playing this game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let me take a sleep aid. Let me
recharge.
Oh my God. I felt horrible.
G needs to try your amazing Nootropics supplement. Then he will never experience lag rage.
Nothing will ever prevent lag rage.
It's there's some samples I sent. I'm working on one for Condemned Labs, and I sent Brooke some samples just so we can get a beta test. So I gave Sandy some to take to her school. I sent Brooke some since she's a loyal viewer of the podcast. Participated in all of that stuff. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's my Actiolan bottle. I don't know where that came from. Just kidding.
Oh.
But
if that's in route, I'm curious to give that a shot. But I've got another round of samples that might go over at Condemned. So if you can shoot me your address, G, I might shoot you some of those samples, and you can let me know what you think of them.
All right. Well, I'll send you an email after this. So the gaming industry, Twitch is already bad enough. And then I go on YouTube with Odd Skills, and let's say
even OnlyFans is meant for morning small creators.
Yeah.
It didn't stay away for long. People figure out ways to make money wherever and whenever possible. Excellent point, Jiffy.
Ridiculous. But then they advertise it on Twitch, and it's like your kid could run over to their channel. Like, who's this popular streamer? Yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't want that. I mean, you wouldn't want your daughter like seeing that, like, oh, look, let me aspire to do that on stream, like, I don't know.
That's why
I don't know what you want for your daughter, but shit.
She's 4 years old.
I know she's 4.
Only watches about an hour of TV.
That's
and maybe an hour and a half each day. That's it. And like the rest of the time, it's like we're outside playing with her, we're reading books, we're goofing off inside. It's not, let the TV be the babysitter and do that stuff. We didn't even show her TV for the first 2 years she was alive.
I see a big issue with that these days. Like, have you ever noticed kids these days are never bored in a way? Like, it used to be growing up, like we would get bored on a car ride anywhere. Nowadays, kids like I drove with a friend up to LA, and he had to have his kid. He literally had me sit in the back of his car. I didn't realize it until like the end, and his kid's like 5. And I'm like, wait, why am I in the back seat? And I asked him, like, wait, why the fuck am I in the back seat? He's like, it was kind of like he had his kid with his phone there, and I'm like, dude, why don't you just let the kid be bored for like an hour? Like, it's a normal part of life. Yeah,
they will figure out a way to entertain themselves. Like we don't have a bunch of toys for our halfling. We've got stuff and like that, but we've learned, like, we'll get her stuff, or we'll ask people to buy certain presents for Christmas or birthday or whatever, and she'll play with them for about a week, 2 weeks maybe, and then after that, she wants to go back to, like, she has a tea set, but then she says, like, this is a spaceship, and this is the mommy and daddy going to the movies, or like they're playing in the park, and she'll make up like stupid shit, but it's the kid being imaginative.
It's a kid. That's good. You don't want to constantly just, oh, hey, here's a screen, by the way. Entertain yourself through that.
Yeah, or this is the only exact way to play with this one specific toy. Like, here's a box. Figure out how to make it something fun, and it'll be whatever.
Oh, boxes were great. My favorite toy growing up. shit, it's kind of like, kids are always, I mean, some parents have this thing where they like, it even goes to food, like that same mindset, like, oh, I got to make sure he's not bored, or I have to make sure they eat. And sometimes, they people wonder why some kids grow up picky eaters, or some people are. I mean, obviously genetics, blah, 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 but some kids are just so used to like growing up with shit food, like, because the parents like, oh, well, he won't eat his vegetables or whatever. Like, okay, then let him starve. He's going to be forced to eat it eventually. If it's like, oh, well, he won't eat it, so I have to give him macaroni and cheese tonight. Like, why don't you just say, oh, hey, here, you're going to have these little bits of chicken. You're going to have a couple of these cuts of potato, and there's one, like, floret of broccoli. There you go. Not that bad. Get your vitamins in. Oh, you don't want to eat? Go to bed hungry.
Yeah.
They're going to come back. Well, they're going to have to eat it.
You will figure it out. Yeah, that was.
Don't feel bad. You're not going to starve your kid that way.
No, they will eventually come around and get hungry.
Yeah, so I see an issue.
Yeah. Never apologize, Brooke. She was talking about the nootropic. No, I'm glad you liked it that much. It means I have a reasonably decent way of putting stuff together.
He has stuff up his sleeve. So back to gaming. A lot of this, like, I just want to rant about the content that's on there right now. Mm-hmm. Like that Warzone game, that's still huge. I actually I haven't uninstalled it yet, but I'm uninstalling. I haven't played in a long time. Like, no, I had a lot of good memories with Dan and Ryan from Ghost on there, Ricky over there, the Noob guys, a bunch of people on there, and my friends. And honestly, like, I've grown to kind of despise it. I feel like a lot of video games are being ruined now. Like, they also have to become money making machines for themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it, because now you have servers to pay for because people play online. You have to sell something to keep them going. But like, I despise the content that's coming out of them. Like, if you go on YouTube and search the Warzone content on there, it's like, look at this new loadout, and it's like overhyped shit. Look at this new skin I just bought, and it's like advertising. It's not like playing, but there's a lot of stuff that's just so cringy to me. It's like the same shit over and over, or kids doing this whole like, let me react to these clips that you guys sent me and stuff like that. It's like, it's weird. So mindless, and oh man, it's not, like, I watch the Call of Duty League. I'm big on that, and that's starting to die off because it's not focused on as much as like these battle royale games that are big. It's, people don't want to watch pros versus pros anymore. They want to watch just one of their favorite streamer go around and like body, like they call body
obliterate people.
Yeah, basically we call it body. They just body a bunch of like really bad people. They're like, watch this bomb I dropped on these kids. And it's like, that's like watching the NBA team. Like, that's like watching a whole NBA team like run through like 5 teams like your mom and dad. Just destroying them. It's like that. I wouldn't watch that on TV. It'd be funny, but it's like, it's not competition. So I don't know. And then there's the cheating shit that goes there. And then there was a big scandal with Activision yesterday too. I don't know if you saw that.
No, go ahead and explain, I guess, to the listeners that may not be as tuned into it.
Activision, Blizzard, they run a lot of games they're publishing, whatever it is. World of Warcraft is part of that. Yeah.
So Activision was one of the OG gaming people. Like, they did, I think, Galaga back in the day, like from the 80s, where they did.
Oh, really?
That did Galaga?
No, I don't think so. Wasn't that Japanese? I don't know. I don't know that much history at this point anymore. Now I focus on the future. Yeah. But Jesus Christ, man! Like, apparently there was a lot of shit going on with like the treatment of women in the workplace. One of the girls there apparently committed suicide on a business trip because like her nudes were being passed around. It's like a frat boy culture. And
my question is, why did they have nude pictures of her in the first place?
Apparently she was hooking up with one of her bosses or something. It was something like, kind of like from the little I gathered, by the way. Yeah. Activision's going to come after me after this, but everybody's talking about it, so whatever. Like the report said, like, when the cops came, they found like a butt plug and lubricant, on one of the guys that was hooking up with this girl that supposedly committed suicide. It was like a big frat boy culture. They joke about rape and stuff like that at work. It's like, and you know what? It's weird, as bad as it sounds. Being on video games for so long, that's not surprising. They just sound like gamers because, like, it used to be very common on a video game to say, "Oh, get raped!" Like, Jesus, like, thinking back is like, nowadays I would never fly, but back then it was like the norm.
Oh yeah, we're coming out of college. If you like, I remember some people, like, we come out of a fluids test or a thermo test, and somebody would say, "Man, that test totally raped me," or something like that. Yeah, and it just meant like it was a flogging. Like, it was so hard, you felt like you got your insides pulled out to the outside or something. And then somebody said that, and then there was one of Sandy's friends knew somebody that actually got raped at a frat party or something, and she overheard a comment like that, and that did not end well.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're a real survivor, it was probably worse. But it's like, you don't mean it seriously. And I'm not defending you because I'm like, I don't use that. But it's like, yeah, man, back in the day when I was a teenager, like 15, 16 years ago, like, shit, it was the norm. But it sounds like they're just gamers that never grew up that are like running these businesses. And it's like, damn.
Yep.
So there was I would look into it. It's pretty, a lot of the shit's disgusting that's going on there. It's not going to look good. So if you invested in Activision, if you had any sucks in them, you're probably going to take a hit.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I see. Have you had any brands come to you for gaming formulations or?
We're looking at maybe doing something with Apollon as far as like a lower stim nootropic alternative to Overtime plus some gaming stuff. You and I have talked about how much we liked Gray Matter at Primeval.
Oh yeah. I love that.
But I don't think they're going to be doing much with gaming anytime soon. They're kind of they're refreshing a bunch of stuff over there at the current time.
Oh, yeah.
As far as other brands that I've heard doing gaming stuff, a lot of the ones that I'm dealing with currently, no, like the Condemned nootropic that we got going it's going to be more of like just pure nootropic, but they're more of like a bodybuilder or athletic sports nutrition type company. It's not a gaming thing per se. I'm trying to think any of the brands that I specifically work with is going to be like a purely dedicated gaming formula. No, but I would like to work with a couple of them that are doing it.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of brands that want to get into there, just add another product. Now, like, here, do the game.
Right.
Like, doesn't Rule 1 have one? And I'm like, it doesn't really fit.
No.
Like, I don't know. Like, I love Apollon. I have a lot of respect for Robbie there. I don't know. Does Apollon scream gaming to you? I'm sure. Here's the
athletes.
Thing.
It's hardcore athletes.
Hey, video games the next big sport out there. So
yeah.
But the thing is, like, he could make a hardcore product for those types of people. So
yeah,
I don't look at Robbie like, dude, I would totally play video games with him. But
yeah,
I don't think he would. But at the same time, like, I could picture him coming out with something so hardcore that I'd be like, okay, now I have to use it.
We're gonna put every kind of Noopept, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, every kind of research peptide in there as possible.
I took phenylpiracetam this morning, actually.
Feeling good?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I prefer the Noopept. I think I'm more productive on Noopept than I am with phenylpiracetam. However, I mentioned this to you, so like, big thing for the viewers. Like, I actually do have Tourette's. Like, it's kind of mild, but I feel like phenylpiracetam helps with that. So
yeah, we have talked about that before.
Yeah,
I think trying to look up stuff on it.
Savage, Mr. Savage, has mentioned this to me. That does act as an antipsychotic or whatever. I'm like, man, maybe all these nootropics are like can trigger it, make it even worse. Like, what if tyrosine, like the excess dopamine, maybe? I don't know, but
so you got to be careful. Titrate the doses wisely.
Oh no, what? Why? Just kidding. Maybe excess caffeine,
God.
But not really something I ever discussed publicly. By that, there you go. It's not. I don't know. It's not even noticeable, which is the weird part because I was with a girl for 5 years and she didn't know until after we broke up.
Whoa.
So
creamy. Hey guys, I wanted to see where you feel on the turkesterone, ecdysterone hype at the moment.
I have to be honest here. I have not looked into that at all. Like, I know it's a plant steroid. We get questions on it, but I've had zero interest in any of these natural anabolics. So I like epicatechin for the antioxidant benefits, and I feel like I get a nice pump. Like, I look like I have a pump when I take it.
Yeah.
There's certainly health benefits to it. Laxogen, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I think Laxogen, and it might have some anti-stress, some anti-catabolic stuff, anti-inflammatory benefits. As far as like those old claims. Yeah, like the 200 or 2,000% increase in muscle protein synthesis.
No.
Turkesterone versus ecdysterone, creamy.
I've not looked into them, dude.
I'm
sorry.
I've written 2 different articles on ecdysterone for Advanced Molecular Labs. So type in Advanced Molecular Labs and then ecdysterone, and you'll see a couple of the articles by me that are on there. Now, in truth, they sell an ecdysterone supplement, but if you read the way I've written the articles, it's not saying this is the best formula ever. It is a scientific breakdown of what ecdysterone does, what it may do in terms of possibly helping ramp up protein synthesis in the body, supporting muscle gain, because there's actually, I believe, 2 studies in humans that used ecdysterone or 20-hydroxy-ecdysone, which is it's the same thing as ecdysterone. Turkesterone, there are some companies out there saying that turkesterone is more effective than ecdysterone. That's only based on rat and cell cultures. Ecdysterone's actually been studied in humans, and it's been shown to be more effective. Lead to actual lean mass gains. And the cool thing, I don't know if it's cool or shows how shitty the supplement industry can be, but they were giving these individuals 400 or 800 milligrams of ecdysterone per day, what they thought was that, and then they actually went and lab tested the ecdysterone samples, and the max they were receiving was actually like 48 milligrams worth of actual ecdysterone, and they still got considerably bigger and stronger than just the regular resistance training people that were taking placebo.
What's an average dose of ecdysterone? If it's
500 to 800 milligrams.
So 48 milligrams works, but people are giving them like what is that? Like 10 times that?
Yeah. Well, because in the study they thought it was that, and the upper limit, like the safety threshold, is several thousand milligrams to where you'd be safe. But it seems to be modulating its effects through the estrogen receptor, the beta, I believe is what it is. But it has no androgenic, no anabolic effects like that. It doesn't fuck with your hormone levels, cause suppression, shut down anything like that. And it's also got some immune benefits, liver benefits, all that kind of stuff. So is it better than creatine? No. If you've got money to spend and you're looking to like eke out those extra gains, I would definitely go with ecdysterone first over turkesterone, just because I think it's got a little bit better bioavailability. And there's actually human data on ecdysterone, not on turkesterone. And turkesterone is a metabolite of ecdysterone. So I don't see the purpose in supplementing with them together, because it'd be like supplementing with leucine and HMB. It doesn't make any sense to me. You're taking like the weaker, half-retarded cousin of the main parent compound, which does the main thing, and it doesn't work. It's overkill. It doesn't make any sense in my opinion, just based on what the current body of evidence that we have is. So, yeah.
There's every few years a new natural anabolic comes out, and I'm like, this time I'm not going to care, because I'm not saying there's no studies behind this, or it might not work, but I feel like it's going to be another one of these ingredients that you're probably just going to fall to the wayside eventually, like they all do. Yeah. Deosporic acid was big dog like 10 years ago, right? Like it was in everything. Now there's only like a select few products I know that have it in it.
Like Pharma Freak uses it. I think VMI Sports may still have a deaspartic acid product. One of Primeval's old hormone support formulas had it. But the initial study on it was really awesome. It's like, hey, it helps increase testosterone in older men. Then a few years later, another study came out showing it actually lowered their testosterone levels in their body. But somehow people seem to forget about that study conveniently.
And that's why, like, from there, I miss arimistane. I did like that ingredient, actually. Yeah. That was a powerful one. You could tell it worked, but that's gone. That's like quote unquote banned, or is it like? Because I see it.
It's on. It's in Robbie's Apollin's Hard Target.
I know that. It was in what's that brand? Nutra Innovations.
Nutra Innovations.
Nutra Innovations.
Yeah. That
name. Oh, cream on her. I think that's what he's referring to.
Yeah. Creamy.
Good for him or her. Good for. And dude, I had the N64.
His favorite game is GoldenEye.
If you don't know, I absolutely fucking despise. I don't despise GoldenEye. I just always thought it was overhyped. And when I see people like, I'm a real gamer. Yeah, I used to play GoldenEye. I'm like, that game sucked. Even the speedruns on that game sucked to watch, because they look down the entire time. So you want to watch someone speedrun a game looking at the ground? Like, no, not me. N64. An easy one would be like Super Smash Brothers. I'm trying to think. Probably Turok 2. I liked the violent video games when I was a kid. Yeah, I still remember the main cheat code. Beware Oblivion is at hand, I think it is. For like all the guns, invincible. I think it's like that's the master cheat. But that's a good one. Turok 1 and 2, I loved. Super Smash Brothers. There's got to be another one.
So like
Rogue
Zelda,
Squadron.
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue
Squadron was badass. That and Shadows of the Empire.
I golded every level on that one. Star Fox 64 is another great one. I could quote that entire game to the point where people are like, damn, dude, fucking weird. Like,
Back when Star Wars was still Star Wars.
Rogue Squadron, dude. Rogue Squadron's such a good game, man. Favorite. That's it. That's my favorite N64 game. Rogue Squadron, and then probably like Turok 2. And yeah, after that, like, but even then, like, I've never played not GoldenEye, Zelda game. Actually, yes, I have. I played the most recent one on my Nintendo Switch, which was a really good game, but the other ones I just couldn't get into them. I don't know why. I know everybody says they're amazing. I'm like,
yeah, I was more of a Final Fantasy kid than a Zelda kid.
Never played Final Fantasy either.
Yeah, I like those. The more of the Japanese RPG than the action RPGs, where I guess you would classify the old school Zelda games as. I like more the turn-based style of the Final Fantasy games. 3, 4, our 2 and 3 was really Japan's 4 and 6, and then everything kind of got lined up again when 7 came out.
Didn't everything get messed up there? I also love Pokemon. Pokemon Stadium was fun. I
played the original red Pokemon. My brother had the blue one. I had the red one. We played that on the original Game Boy.
That's the way to do it, man. Yeah, I think I got to like, I was like 3 Pokemon below the getting all 151, but I never finished it. And for all of you, if any of you guys are nerds out there with it, I started off with a Mew as my first one because we had a Game Shark. So I didn't start with Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. I started out with a Mew. I went to the beach with my new game. My friend's like, here, let me put this for you. So I don't know if you know who Mew is. He was like a hidden one there, like a mythical one. Yeah. He was my starter. So I started out with like, oh, okay. I had no idea what I was doing, but I had a Mew.
Yeah, and then because the bad guy at the very end was Mewtwo that you had to fight.
Not a bad guy. You just caught him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I just got him, yeah. And he was the main boss. So it was Mewtwo. Did you know like Ditto? You know that Pokemon Ditto?
Mm-hmm.
He's a failed clone of Mew. Yeah, he's a failed clone of Mew.
Ah, okay.
So, like, if you go in that little burnt house on Cinnabar Island and you go in there and there's, like, a bunch of info leading to Mew.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a bunch of stuff. They tell you the story about Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those Dittos in that Forbidden Lab, the theory is, okay, they were trying to make a clone of it and they accidentally created Mewtwo, but Ditto was supposed to become Mew. So.
Gotcha.
It's but there's actually lore in like a little Game Boy game that's still, like Pokemon as a franchise is like the biggest. I forget what it's called, the type of category, like media-based franchise, something like that. It's like bigger than the NHL. It's bigger than it's
really like it's fan base. You're saying or something or
I want to look up the word just so I know. Jesus, the Google machine. Yeah. Media, I guess media franchise would be the biggest one.
Okay.
Like, number 1 is Pokemon. Number 2 is Hello Kitty. Which
that can make sense. I mean,
what is Hello Kitty about?
I don't know. I just remember seeing backpacks, like all the little girls wearing backpacks of it.
Like, okay, like it's a cat. Okay. Winnie the Pooh, it's big. Mickey Mouse, it's bigger than Mickey Mouse and Friends.
Dragon Ball Z, that's got to be up there.
No, it's high, but it's not top 10. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14th. Below that's Call of Duty, oddly enough. So I love Dragon Ball, dude. I'm a big Dragon Ball nerd.
Yeah, I need to go back. I never saw Super. I've seen
watched
Dragon Ball Z and GT. I haven't gone.
GT sucked, dude.
GT was not good.
The original Dragon Ball is kind of cool too, but
yeah,
Z is great. Super's pretty interesting, especially because I like watch what's going on in the Met, like the actual comic. I don't read them, but like I watch the YouTube videos on them, and like they have like 2 new characters that are going to be coming out to that manga. So I think it's nice to see it. At first, I was like, oh, I'll just keep it Dragon Ball Z, and I'm like, okay, they're doing some interesting stuff with it.
Yeah.
So
and Akira Toriyama's still doing it, isn't? Is he still the main?
I think he's a writing.
Okay. He's
a writing. I think it's Toriotaro that's doing the drawings out. I don't know them. I don't know what they look like. I just know, hey, it's pretty cool. You know, like I love Dragon Ball. Hey, look. There's a lot more. I'd rather bullshit with friends than talk supplements because I'm around it so much. Like we can get into stuff, but how often have we seen the same pre-workout come out? I mean, I struggle on effectiveness sections of reviews to be like, first off, I struggle to call a pre-workout bad if it has citrulline at a good dose in there. Like, oh, look, it has citrulline, so you're going to get a pump right there. Even though citrulline has more benefits. But there's more. There's more to this. A lot of the people on these things we're friends. And we all have our different philosophies. We can come together. I just happen to be one that likes video games, and you don't see that a lot with in like this field. You see a lot of lifters or people who actually work. You know, they don't have time to play video games. Me, fuck, I'll do it on the side. I grew up with it, and I think that's where my value comes in. I guess if it's valuable. Yeah. So.
We looked into Fedosia agrestis. Some guy went on Rogan and said it helps boost test. Yeah, Creamy, I've seen it before. It's popped up in a number of like hormone support natty test boosters. There are studies in rats showing, like traditionally in traditional medicine, it was used as an aphrodisiac and like male virility, libido support, and all of that. In rat studies, it's been shown to improve sperm counts, erectile function, testosterone levels, all that good stuff. There's no studies in healthy human subjects yet giving them orally supplemented Fedosia agrestis. So,
it's Tonkat Ali. Is that what it's called?
No, that's not Tonkat Ali. Fedosia agrestis is something else.
Why is it? I typed that into Google. It's like, here's Tonkat Ali extract. Like, what?
No, Tonkat Ali is Uricoma longifolia.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man, the internet.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah. So that's pretty much what it is, Creamy. It's gonna It has aphrodisiac qualities. Could it boost testosterone? Potentially. There's some data from the animal and cell cultures to show that, but in healthy human subjects, there are no studies as of yet.
Dude, these Google searches, like people are gonna wonder my Google searches here. It's not gonna be good for my algorithm. So have you seen that commercial where the guy's like, "There's actually a bacteria that'll help you grow bigger balls"? Have you seen that YouTube advertisement?
I have not.
Oh my god, geez.
Oh no.
You know Umzu?
I've seen. Yeah, every time I see an ad, there's something cool about the iPhone. So, say you pull up a video on your phone, and it does that. If you just hit the refresh button, it'll automatically skip the ad and start the video. But it can't do that on there. But there is like ad blocking thing. So if you have Firefox as your browser, you can hit like automatically skip ads, so you never have to see it, and it'll just shoot right through it, and you don't have to deal with it. So I never watch ads.
That's good for you, man. But I see this, and I skip over it the second I can. But it's like, there's actually bacteria that'll help you. That's how he starts it off. I'm like, wow, that's good attention grabbing. So everybody remembers that. I skip over it anyway. But like, apparently it's a bacteria that helps you grow bigger balls. I don't know like how you think about that, but I feel like off the top of my head, it's ridiculous. Umzu bacteria is called Umzu. What is it? Floracil. Like, oh my god, you should do a deep dive on that one. I mean, Jesus.
I don't know if I'm gonna type this in.
My algorithm's gonna be all messed up. Like, I'm gonna put something into Google or get the ads like, hey, looking for enlargement pills. Like, that'll be all over now.
You will see it paired with Tonkat Ali, which is Long Jack. Yeah, because the guy went on Rogan and said the two. Yeah, I mean, that combo has been used several times before. I think
I've seen that in everything.
CEL test might use it, or SNS.
CEL's still around?
I mean, I know SNS is, so CEL is like the sister brand of SNS.
Oh, I didn't know that. That makes sense now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure CEL is still around. I mean, they made some decent formulas. Like the M test was real cool. Their Cycle Assist was another good formula. But yeah, you'll see those two used a lot just because it's those ancient Ayurveda herbs and they're natty test boosters. I don't know if they would boost it by a few hundred. And the other thing, so is it boosting total test or is it boosting free test? Because the free test is the one that you really care about. The total test it's important, but the free test is more the one that's going to be the needle mover.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, man. Let's see. I forgive you for your game transgressions. What, me and
never played. Yeah.
Oh my God, Nick.
You have a bad tan line, G?
No, I'll tell the story on here. So I was like, he mentioned like he doesn't understand how people have foot fetishes, and I'm like, well, hey, I like girls with tan lines, like bikini tan lines. I was like,
I got you.
He's like, that's more forgivable. But I don't know. Hopefully you don't have a foot fetish that I offended, but. Yeah, I don't understand that one.
If it makes any better, Sandy actually detests my feet because I have finger toes. So like my second toe is longer than my big toe.
Oh, I have that too.
And I can pick stuff up. It's like a velociraptor-like foot that you can like pick stuff up and
yeah, I have that. Yeah. Hey, okay. We're not weird. Well, there's a name for that, isn't there? Like one's an Egyptian foot, one's a Greek foot.
Awesome.
I like that better. You guys can have your Egyptian and Greek feet. I'll take my awesome one. But yeah, I have that like long ass ones.
Jiffy Jank So if ecdysterone supplements come in 500 milligrams, would you just take one a day? Because most ecdysterone supplements recommend two
You'll
500
be
milligram
fine.
capsules.
You'll be fine. I think. I mean,
Um,
in my opinion.
it depends on the standardization. So, Raponticum carthamoides is one of the parent compounds or one of the parent plants from which ecdysterone is found. So it really depends on what's the ecdysterone or the ecdysteroids or ecdysteroids, whichever pronunciation you want to use, what the standardization or the content of it is. So if you have 500 milligrams of Raponticum extract, then it's only like 5% ecdysteroids. Well, then you're going to need to take a lot more. But if it's, a 90% or 95% ecdysteroid concentration, then you may be able to only get by with 500 milligrams a day. The max dose that the people thought were using in the study was 800 milligrams. So that's well within the 500 milligram capsule dosaging, assuming they're using like an 80 to a 90% ecdysteroid standardization. And they probably want you to buy with the bottles a little bit more. So you have to re-up and buy it some more.
Hopefully that helps you, Jank. Oh man. So are you playing video games now?
I'm still doing the retro thing, man. I haven't.
Okay, that's good. That's fine.
I haven't pulled up I looked into Valorant and a couple of other.
That game. Oh, I can't stand Valorant.
Yeah, look, and a couple of other just the games on the that. So I mean, if there was one that you would recommend that I jump into as far as a new era game.
Okay. What do you want? Like, do you want first-person shooter? Do you want like a MOBA? Do you want an MMO? Like, if you get on, what are you trying? What feeling?
I don't think it's not going to be an MMO. That was kind of like those when like EverQuest was around and all of those other ones started coming on.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, those never really seemed to appeal to me.
I don't like them either.
I like the Japanese style RPGs, the old school Final Fantasies, Dragon Quest stuff.
Would you use it to test stuff out? Like, would you use it to test out nootropics?
Yeah, I could do that.
I mean, if you had a PC for it, I mean, I've been playing Escape from Tarkov, and I fell in love with that game.
That's a first-person shooter?
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. Like, you have to have a lot of patience to learn it. There's so much. It might take a lot of your... The only reason I'm, like, hesitant is because it takes up a lot of your, like, attention and, like, I don't know, brain space is not even a fucking word, but, like, there's so much... There's so realistic. Like, if you get shot in your arm, it's very immersive. Warzone's mindless. Call of Duty's mindless. You want to go around and shoot people, yeah, that's fine. This one's like, if your arm gets shot, let's say your arm and leg get shot, you have to make sure you have the stuff to heal it with because it's very realistic. Yeah. If you have a broken bone, you have to put a splint on it. If it's dead, you have to perform surgery on it. If you have a light or heavy bleed, you have to have the right bandage for that. If you're hurt, you have to take painkillers, which can dehydrate you, and you can die by dehydration or even starvation mid-game.
Holy shit.
There's no indicator of like who you're like where to go, who you're like. Let's say you go in a server with your friend. There's no indicator of who your friend is. So you spawn next to them, you know that okay, that's your teammate, but there's no indicator. So a lot of times you accidentally kill your own teammate if you see them by accident. It's very realistic and it's
weird.
It's so immersive. It's and the sound, like when you play Call of Duty, the sound is horrible. You can barely hear anything. Like footsteps there, you hear what they're walking on, how far they are. You have to figure your own self out, like how slow you walk, how slow you crouch. Like it's just so immersive and so much. If you have the time for it, it's good because of how little you know about the map. You can get shot. You can be one tapped out of nowhere, like shot once and die out of nowhere, and you have no idea from where. There's always anxiety there. There's always an anxious feeling.
Take your KSM before you play that game.
Theanine works.
Yeah.
If you don't,
what is your Twitch username? Because Brooke would like to give you a follow. She follows me on both YouTube and Twitch. So
is it on YouTube? Let me go to your YouTube. The supplement engineer podcast. Let me go. Let me just type it in because it's my name, but it's like it's Clippy, which is what I've been going like forever. Hold on. Let's see. Let me make sure I'm spelling it right because even me, I'm like, damn. I only used
Clippy Gaming. Was that it?
Yeah, but oh my god, yeah, this is annoying. Clippy. Sorry, you had an ad. I had to mute. I should have refreshed. I only go in there at night mainly to stream with my friends. Or that stream just so my friends can watch if I'm playing. I've made like $100 off Twitch so far, which was surprising. I'm like, how the hell did I get to 100 followers? And I was like, at 100 followers, I'll eat a sandwich and give out a free tub of Ghost Gamer. That was kind of like my ad, and I totally forgot about it. And then I got on, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm at 100. Let's grab some Jersey Mikes. How much was someone asking? Oh, okay. Now let me pull this up.
How much is your PC setup, G? I'm only asking because I feel you're an all-in kind of guy. I have a 10,000 setup.
No. I have mine was like 1,200, 1,400. It was a pre-built.
Was it Alienware? No,
Alien was too expensive. It's just a pre-built. I forget from who. I have a 5700 XT graphics card, Ryzen 7, I believe is whatever. I'm not a big computer guy. I have an Xbox Series X right there, like the new one. I don't touch it. I haven't like touched it in 2 weeks, even though I like it. Like I have a bunch of shit that I don't need here. Like even on my screen, like I have 2 controllers right here. I have this one right here.
There you go.
And I don't fucking use them. I don't use a controller ever. Speaking of which, guess how much this thing costs?
Since you're saying it in that tone, I'm going to guess 100.
Double that, but so he had it like custom made. Like I got even the rings here, like this little yellow that I put in. I had to spend like an extra $10 or $20 on that, and like so, basically for these, I know this is not kind of off topic, but whatever. So this is like a scuff controller, right? So you can like see these paddles in the back, which like the original doesn't have. Like the original doesn't have it. So like you can bind this to like something on your front screen, right? Like you can bind it to this.
Yeah.
Like you can make this A. So instead of like if you're playing, and instead of like taking your thumb off the thumbstick and pressing A, you can just bind it to the back, so you can just press it with your middle finger. And for competitors, they all have to use it because it's like very quick,
right?
And you can even bind it like here. There's 2 in the back. You see, I have an extra one. You can have like 4. You can have like 4 spots. So, and you know what's funny though? Even though I spent a lot of money on it, I'm not using it. I just wanted to have it because I'm a gamer. I need a scuff controller.
I need this thing.
Like, I mean, it was fun to have. It was cool to have. But also when Halo comes out, I'm going to be using it a lot. I will be addicted to Halo already before. And that's going to be free, by the way.
Oh, well then that might be... Is it only on Xbox, or is it going to be across
Xbox and PC?
PC. Okay.
Xbox and PC. Multiplayer is free. So you better get on there. We'll test some shit out.
That could work. Work.
Right.
Creamy, also Rob for Dicsterone. Any companies, places you would recommend if you know any? I know Bulk Subs got tested and had 0 of it in the product. Advanced Molecular Labs, like I was talking about earlier, it's their go check out their supplement, or you can check out Performax Labs has ecdysterone, and I believe it is in their Mass Max formula. Let me see if Morphogen Ben has some in there too.
Lots of ecdysterone questions.
Yeah, man. That's
Morphogen Ben. If you guys want to know something about Morphogen, his Somagen has Xylaria in it. So if you want to get a shot, you want to give that a shot, might be worth picking up. Coupon code Informant saves you 10% off.
Shameless plug.
I don't help that. Nah, I mean,
shameless plug.
I love Morphogen products, man. Somagen is a really fucking awesome. I was surprised to see lavender in there.
Yeah, so there are in Morphogen's Morphobolic, their non-hormonal recomposition catalyst. There is 2,000 milligrams of Ajuga turkestonica extract, and that is standardized to 40% total phytoecdysteroids. So that's going to have probably turkesterone in it. It's going to have ecdysterone in it. And so 40% of that is going to be 800 milligrams worth, which is kind of right in that range that we were talking about earlier. Plus you get ursolic acid from rosemary extract, and you get 100 milligrams of laxosterone, which G and I, you both know our feelings on that. But the ursolic acid is interesting, and the 800 milligrams of phytoecdysteroid you're getting from the 2,000 milligrams of Ajuga is good. So check out Morphobolic from Morphogen. Check out Mass Max from Performax Labs, or the ecdysterone from Advanced Molecular Labs. All 3 of those are quality companies.
Yeah, I've never used anything from AML, but I can attest that Performax, Aaron's a good guy there. Ben is really cool. Yeah. I did answer this on through the chat there, but probably both. I just have it on both. You know, I don't want to say I competed in Halo, but I technically did casually for fun. Yeah. You know, game battles leaderboards back then on Halo 3. And I'm not even a Halo 3 fan, but it's still big. I have to play. It's just nostalgia. So
Did I just hear
Morphogen
more?
Ben.
Yeah.
The
The
man.
first few times Brooke was tuning into the live stream, she was always asking us her questions. She would profess her love for Morphogen. We thought, Brooke, are you like an inside behind the scenes employee for Morphogen? Just to mess with her. But we hadn't actually brought up Morphogen in a while on the podcast, so it's a good natural way to bring up Morphogen. But I've had him on the podcast before. Super knowledgeable, nice guy. They make really well dosed products at Morphogen. So
Yeah. I remember the way I built my relationship with Ben. I literally just went out with my, not even Fitness Informant credit card, just my own money. Went out and bought his product, his Volugen, because I'm like, okay, it's a loaded pop formula. It's got to be good, right? Tried it out. It's now one of our, I think it's like one of our number one ranked products on one of our categories there in FI. And you know what? Ever since then, like, you know, he sends me stuff to try, or he lets me take whatever I want, and it's been good. Seriously, he makes really good products.
yeah, he does.
It's fun. It's really fun. Kind of like Performax Labs. He also makes stuff that you like gawk about. Oh my god, that's gonna be a nice pre-workout. You know?
Yeah, yeah. There's some other cool things in the works over at Performax, which maybe Aaron can tease some of that on Sunday when he joins us on the final scoop. Jojo, hey, Jojo's another regular
hey
tuner
Jojo.
inner. Rod X, we haven't seen Rod in a while. If you want great focus, get some Brain Blitz. Have you messed around?
Who's that from? I feel like I don't know, dude. There's so many supplements out there at this point, and lately with nootropics, I just take either the gaming stuff that's been given to me, or just use my own bulk supplements. And you know, it's so hard to keep on top of this.
And I think Brooke has brought this one up before too. This is it's from Phase 1 Nutrition.
Phase 1 Nutrition. Well, I feel like I haven't heard that.
I'll pull it up right here. Okay, so here we go with this.
What do we got here? Phospho. Oh, alpha GPC, right? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, let's see. So you get 4,000 milligrams of
phenyl-dimethylamine, so you get some PAs there.
Get some
alpha GPC, that's good. Oh, it's a pre-workout, it's not just nootropic.
Yeah, you get 30 milligrams of Noopept in there and 100 milligrams of English walnuts or the Juglans.
I still have only been taking 25 or 20 milligrams of Noopept every time I take it. I haven't gotten to 30 yet.
I usually break it out. I have 30 milligram caps here, but I usually break it out.
You don't do like 50 milligrams at a time?
I've never done 50. No.
Yeah, I don't plan on trying it, but I'm wondering how far you've gone. I haven't done 30 yet, so maybe I'll try that. Yeah, I already taken it three times this week, so I like to. That's like my limit. So, yeah. English walnut extract.
A good combination if you take some Noopept and then you drink some bourbon after it. There's some kind of interaction with that to where you still feel pretty lucid, like you're with it, and it makes you. So you're still getting, that the mental lubrication is still going on, but you're a little bit more with it. I think like your verbal fluency, your speed of talking is ramped up considerably when you mix Noopept with an old fashioned or two.
I mean, would that work with beer as well? I mean,
oh yeah, I'm sure it would. Just
okay, let's go with
bourbon's
beer.
a more concentrated source of alcohol than beer is.
Yeah, I know, but I can pound some beers quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, phenylacetyl L-polyglycine ethyl ester. Which is that another one of the? So
no, that's Noopept.
Oh, that's new. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've only ever seen it said Noopept. I knew it had some long ass name, but oh my god.
Yeah, that's Noopept.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Noopept is it's still a gray area, right? I mean,
yeah, it's very much gray area, but I love it. It's a good ingredient for me.
And I've been using it. I feel more productive off of it when I use it. And more like, I want to work. Whereas, like phenylpiracetam, I'm just a little bit more energized. I feel. Yeah,
and I get that kind of like that tunnel vision with it too. But I can only take that sparingly, like once every other day or something, or else I stop getting those profound
same feeling. And it looked good. It looks good. I mean, it's all estrogen in there, so
there you go.
I'll never be that guy. If I ever make a joke like that, it's completely joking.
Yeah,
tongue in cheek. I'm like the one issue. The reason why I usually don't do sales is because like I'm not a pushy person with that stuff. I'm usually like, don't even, no, don't even worry about it. Because I'd hate for me to suggest something to someone and then be like, I hated it. Like fuck, But I have to change.
Brain Blitz is awesome for gaming. Congrats on a new position too, by the way, G.
Thank you, Nick. Means a lot. I'm excited. Got a lot of work out of me. Not a groupie, I swear.
Not a groupie, I swear. I would love him on Fitness Scoop too. I agree with so much him being a knockout.
It's I feel like if you're gonna be one for any brand, it's probably be Morphogen. You know, Ghost has their groupies, which is cool. You know, they built a nice community there.
Yeah.
Morphogen could very well have it for another reason, for simply having like, oh look, is this product? You know, people ask like, can this anime character beat Goku? Like that's like a meme.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, well, is it better formulated than Morphogen? Like, is it stronger than Morphogen? Like, it could be like that. So,
wait until you try Cognigen. I remember seeing that formula.
I thought that was a brand ingredient. Cognigen, what's that?
It's the new nootropic coming out from Morphogen.
Okay.
Cognizin is what you might have.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, because it looked familiar.
I might stack M-Test with Mass Max or Morphobolic if it gets in stock. That would be a fairly potent, natty stack for testosterone and lean mass gains.
I can't. You know, it's so weird. I used to be all about that, and now I have the two things from Unbound, right? The was it Build and
Sauce and Build?
Sauce and Build. I can't for the life of me, for whatever reason, take them every day. I just like, it's not as like I'm totally into it like I used to be. So
right.
I'm sure they have benefits if you take them every other day, but you know, obviously better every day like you're supposed to. But I feel like I'm not as into that part of the industry anymore.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. We go through a little, you dip into different areas for longer amounts of time than others, and you kind of maybe get really into like the nootropics for a while, and then you go to, I don't know, like general, like joint health supplements, and then immune supplements, and then like liver or prostate stuff, and then nootropics again, or, you know, it just,
and
that's what's
now
cool
they'd
about the
be more
supplement
beneficial.
industry.
They would be more beneficial to me now than first when I was like 21, 22, trying them out.
Exactly. So. Yeah, when you're in your hormone prime and everything.
Yeah. Damn, I took it at the wrong time.
There you go.
So.
All right, G, I'm going to have to hop off here in a bit because
I got to get to the gym.
Time, and Sandy's class is starting here in 20 minutes, and this is the room that she takes her class in, so I'm going to skedoodle and let her get to it. But, my man, thank you for joining me for this. We schedule got a little wacky today, but I appreciate you jumping on.
Kind of
fun.
We just bullshit the whole time. That's what I love. So, hey, thank you for having me on. Thank you for congratulating me on the New Live stuff.
Absolutely.
If anybody here watching has any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or email, just whatever. You see me on the Fitness Informant platform or my personal IG. And yeah, I hope to be back here again.
Absolutely, man. Thank you to the listeners tuning in on the live stream. G, thank you for everything. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. If you're catching this on replay, hit me up with a question or a topic for a future conversation. Either comment down below or send me an email to supplementengineer@gmail.com, and we will catch you all next time. Thank you, G.
Thank you, Robert, for having me on. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.